Hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome to Fagio Lachuma 254. On this platform, as usual, we discuss a plethora of issues. We discuss our politics, social, and economic welfare of our society. I'm going to keep on saying this like a billion times. What? I'm going to keep on saying that we have to talk and talk and talk and talk. If anything, all the times we're supposed to agree to disagree. You don't have to agree with my opinions. I don't have to agree with your opinions. But at the same time, we must live in the same room. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own thoughts. Now, this is the 13th day of 2026, January 2026, and we are soldiering on, moving step by step, doing things the way we promised we're gonna be doing them. Fulfilling our responsibility as citizens, fulfilling our responsibilities as the people of Kenya. A certain quarter in Kenya is talking about taking us to Singapore. We are not going to get to Singapore by just, sitting around and lazing around. Everybody has to do their part. Do your part. I do my part. We correct each other. We improve on things that are not being done properly and keep on learning. So, ladies and gentlemen, on this special day, the 13th day of 2026, I want us to talk about a very special guy. I want us to kudos a guy who is doing great things for his people. A legislator who is doing exactly what is supposed to be done. The kind of person who is working without, he doesn't need supervision to do whatever he was elected to do. He's doing his representation properly. He's doing his oversight properly, and that guy is working for his people. And it's unfortunate that we can only talk of one or maybe 2-3 people who are doing this stuff when our legislature is full of over 300 representatives, but you find that only 5% of the 300 are doing what is supposed to be done. 95% of them are not doing what is supposed to be done. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about today? Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to talk about a guy that some people loathe, a guy that some people just hate. You find people who hate his guts, but he's doing his thing, working for his people. We're talking about a constituency in Murang'a County, if I'm not wrong, in Murang'a County, Kiharu constituency. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Murang'a County, Kiharu constituency. The member of parliament for Kiharu constituency is called NDINDI Nyoro. Everybody knows who NDINDI Nyoro is, right? He is the former chairman of the budgets committee in parliament, where he did a stellar job. If I might not be mistaken, he did a stellar job to a point some people started complaining that he was allocating so much funds to his constituency. He was skewing funds to his constituency to develop his constituency. Apparently, it turns out that maybe that's not exactly what was happening in the duration when he was the chairman for the budgets committee, because he was replaced by Sam Atandi, the member of parliament for the people of Alego Usonga, the great people of Alego Usonga in Siaya County. But NDINDI Nyoro has still been, doing his thing. He's still been performing. His work has still been stellar. In fact, if anything, NDINDI Nyoro has improved the way he's doing his stuff. Now, when we're talking about NDINDI Nyoro and his performance in Kiharu constituency, the way he's been working for his people, this guy has been doing things. There's that there's the legislation part. Legislation. There's the legislation part that I believe he's been doing in parliament. And when you talk of legislation, most of the time it's not something that can be so tangible. And when somebody legislates a law, or when you go to legislate for something, it's not supposed to affect just your people. Legislation affects the whole nation. It affects the whole nation. Now, we're talking about Ndindi Nyoro in terms of representation. I don't want to talk about his oversight roles. I don't want to talk about his legislation roles. I want to talk about his representation roles. How well is Ndindi Nyoro? How is Ndindi Nyoro succeeding to do everything that he's doing? Because it's not magic. Whatever Ndindi Nyoro is doing in Kiharu is not magic. He's doing everything according to plan. He's executing his stuff, and results are there. There's tangible result. The people of Kiharu are enjoying fruits of Ndindi Nyoro's representation. They're enjoying the fruits, because you see, there's always allocation of funds to every constituency. NGAF, NGCDF, right? There's allocation of funds to every constituency. In fact, there are constituencies in Kenya that receive equalization fund. Apart from the NGAF that everybody else is receiving, there are constituencies that are receiving equalization fund, and apparently they're not using it the way it's supposed to be used. And people are complaining about that. People are complaining about it, especially for the counties and constituencies that are found in the ASAL areas. The people are complaining that they're not really seeing, they're not enjoying what they're supposed to enjoy in terms of facilities, in terms of just good life. Where does the money go to? Or better yet, we can ask this question: where does Ndindi Nyoro get the monies that he uses to do the kind of things that he's doing in Kiharu constituency? Because this guy is doing stuff in construction, especially for the education sector. The education sector in Kiharu constituency is something to marvel about. It's something everybody else is supposed to emulate, to copy. And this is a young man. This is a young man who is making good use of his brains. This is a young man who, to some extent, believes that what is for the public is for the public and is supposed to be used for the betterment of the lives of the people of his constituency. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm talking about. I do not. Do you really understand what I'm talking about? I mean, in Kiharu constituency, this guy has upgraded 33 schools, secondary schools, upgraded to levels that are, yani hata mtu anaweza furahia, mtoto wangu anaenda shule, 33 schools in Kiharu constituency, secondary schools, have been upgraded. Over 20 primary schools, public primary schools, have been upgraded. Some he has constructed, some he has upgraded. With tiles, floors are tiled, There's cabro, there's landscaping, there's feeding programs in Kiharu constituency. The schools in Kiharu constituencies. You find day schools in Kiharu constituency. Day schools in that constituency where kids are being fed in school. Do you get it? They are being fed in school. Their laboratories are well equipped. The school environment is conducive for learning because the landscaping is done properly. There is cabros everywhere where they're supposed to be. Like, it's like Ndindi Nyoro anachukia mchanga. He initiated this operation. Man, Kiharu constituency, Ndindi Nyoro. The education sector in Kiharu constituency is one of the best in Kenya. It's not even one of the best. I can say it's the best in Kenya, because how do you explain to me kids going to school, high school, paying 1,000 shillings, 1,000 shillings per term? I mean, hata kama wewe ndio mzazi, uko na mtoto mwenye anaenda ako high school, umeambiwa per term, within 3 months, you're supposed to pay 1,000 shillings. 1,000 shillings. That is close to what? 300 and something shillings per month for your kid to go to school. Where nunua uniform, buy, I don't know if they're given books, but buy books, peleka mtoto shule, anaenda kukulia huko, and getting everything. Akienda lab, hawaoni Bunsen burner kwa shule ingine. They see them in their school, but they're only paying 1,000 shillings. And let us even make it more interesting. Let's make it more interesting. In the school education sector in Kiharu constituency, from 2026, from this year, Ndindi Nyoro says kids are going to be paying how much? 500 shillings per term. 500 shillings per term. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? How much are our kids paying in other areas of bro? No. And he's not stealing any money from anywhere. It's not like, I don't know if he's getting sponsorship from somewhere, and you cannot say this is government. I mean, government is uplifting Ndindi Nyoro, because at the moment, Ndindi Nyoro is not in good terms with the national government. So you cannot tell me that it's the government doing it. He's doing it personally. Kids to pay 500 shillings in school. Eating chapati in bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Clean schools. Well-equipped schools. Building some schools from scratch. Story buildings for schools. What are you talking about? While other kids are studying under trees. And this guy is not performing magic. Ndindi Nyoro is not performing magic. He's just utilizing the NGCDF monies that he's allocated. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? How is he able to do that when other people, we have other legislators who are doing absolutely nothing. Driving big cars around, building mansions, moving around with girlfriends in chartered planes. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? This is something that has to change. And Ndindi Nyoro is not just doing that for the education sector in Kiharu constituency. No. Even administratively. This guy is building offices for chiefs and assistant chiefs. Bro, Ndindi Nyoro doesn't own, he doesn't own a bank somewhere. He doesn't have some tree somewhere where he goes to pluck money. He's utilizing NGCDF monies that is allocated from the national, from the treasury. Why can't my constituency do the same thing? Why should other kids pay over 10,000 shillings? Over 10,000 shillings for day schools, high school. While other kids, somebody has managed to 500 bob. Man, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? What is this all about? Where is Ndindi Nyoro getting everything that he's using? What is your member of parliament doing with the monies that is allocated for your constituency in terms of NGCDF? What is your governor doing with the monies allocated for your county? What? What can you pinpoint? What can you... Bro, in terms of security, he's building police stations. So this guy ensures that there is security in his constituency. The school sector is well equipped. Administratively, chiefs and assistant chiefs have modern offices. He's doing stuff to improve the feeder roads in Kiharu constituency. Bro, I'm not talking about a white man. I'm talking about Ndindi Nyoro, a black man, a young one at that. We have a lot of them around here, cruising around in big cars, in choppers, wearing expensive watches and expensive clothes with our monies. What is it that the people of Kiharu constituency did to make Ndindi Nyoro act the way he's acting? That we are not doing. That our constituencies are not doing. That the other counties are not doing. Bro, it's high time, man. It's high time. We need to do something about this stuff. We need to do something about this stuff. And if we don't do something about it, we're going to continue. Oh man. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then Ndindi Nyoro makes sure that there's that stuff to do with education. People are educated. Primary schools. Very good primary schools. Very good high schools. Well equipped. You're done with that and you need to get some skills. He's got programs where youths are getting skills. Like 1,000 youths graduating annually after getting basic skills that can equip them to yo people of Kenya, hebu tufunguaneni, tufungue akili. We're being shown these things. We're being shown that it's possible. It is possible. It's possible. Singapore is a possibility. And it's not going to happen with people just, lazing around, sitting around, exchanging insults left, right, and center. You put practical things into. Oh, man. And when Ndindi Nyoro is doing this stuff, everything that he's doing, when he takes the monies for NGCDF and puts them to proper work, do you know what happens to the people of Kiharu? Do you know what happens to the people of Kiharu when NGCDF is put into proper work? Jobs for the people of Kiharu. Building classes. Laying those cabros. Those tiles. Building offices for chiefs. Construction of roads, of feeder roads. Jobs. Money is in the pockets of the people of Kiharu. That is something that someone is doing. A leader. A visionary leader. A leader who believes that yangu ni yangu, ya mwananchi ni ya mwananchi. Kuna mafala wengine hapa hivi wanatuweka na vitu ya mwananchi ni yangu. All that mwananchi can get is crumbs. Until when? How much is this going to be sustainable? We have Babu Owino. We have people like Jicho Pevu. I cannot say with conviction exactly what Jicho Pevu does, but his people say he's doing something. I'm talking about Kiharu. Alafu mtu atatoka hapa hivi ati anataka kwenda benchmarking. Wapi? Israel. Mtu anatoka hapa hivi anataka kwenda benchmarking. Wapi? US. Bro, kanyaga kubwa mpaka Kiharu. Anybody who wants to do benchmarking, kanyaga kubwa, enda Kiharu. Go see what they're doing in their education sector. Go see what they're doing in administratively. Go see what they're doing. By the way, even somebody like Ichungwa is working, though his cannot be quantified because he's in government, so you can say it's the government doing stuff. But Kiharu constituency is an eye-opener. A member of parliament like Ndindi Nyoro is a breath of fresh air. We need more and more of people like Ndindi Nyoro. How are we going to find them? How are we going to get them? Because kuna wengine lazima walazimishwe. In my next video, I'm going to tell you what the missing link is. I've been talking about it, still going to talk about it. I hope you're going to listen. This is Fagio La Chuma 254. Fagio La Chuma 254. We are talking. We are making our contributions. If you agree with whatever I've said or whatever I'm talking about, man, give me a like. If you don't agree, just share my video. Maybe somebody else needs to hear this. Subscribe. Give me your support, man. Fagio La Chuma 254. Have a good one.